It is day 6 of my Spring Decluttering challenge, and today I am tackling our Nook area. It's kind of this extra space that we have that's between the living room, dining room, and kitchen that we have an extra table for playing games and kids doing projects and homework on. We have cupboards full of puzzles and games. Our charging stuff is over here for our phones and electronics. It's kind of a catch-all space, and it's working really well for us. I did a really big declutter of this area back in the fall. I am not anticipating much to be in here today, but famous last words, we know what happened last week. So let's see what all we can find today. One last thought before we start. My husband and my son are home for spring break this week, so if you see weird shadows, you hear weird noise in the background, it's just them hanging out. And welcome to our Nook area. We have these matching cupboards on either side of the window, and then we have this table here for our charging station, a smaller table with 4 chairs for doing projects and games on, and then over on the wall we have some paper organization and a bulletin board. In the left cupboard, we have a lot of our favorite games, just so they're all together and really easy to find. And then we've got like decks of cards and things in the bottom, and in the one on the right we have a lot of our puzzles over here, and then other games that we don't play quite as often but still love, or ones that we tend to play when other people are here, like family or friends. I also keep any games for younger kids in the right cupboard as well. So we're about ready to get started. I'm going to put my hair up. Not that I'm anticipating a lot in here, but just to kind of get my game face on. So first 5-minute task is to look for any loose pieces you may find and get those put away. So apparently we have a dice or a die that was not put away. We have a bag of just random ones, so they must have gotten pulled out for some reason. So I'm just going to make sure that gets put away. And then another 5-minute task is looking for anything that you don't play, that you know your family doesn't play. It's been sitting here gathering dust for a really long time. It's okay to let it go. Another task you can do quickly is to look for anything that you know is broken or damaged. If the game is fine but the box is not, look for a different solution to store the game in. We have duct taped so many boxes for so long in the past. After a while, we're like, it's just easier to put this in a different container just for our sanity. We spend more time fixing the box than actually like playing the game. Mason had to come say hi and check in, make sure I was doing okay, and just cheering me on as I worked. Another thing to be looking out for are any games that are missing important pieces. There are certain games that you need pieces for, and if you don't have them, you really can't play the game. So if you're missing those pieces, it's okay to let them go. Now that that is done, we're going to move over here, and I'm glad my husband is home when I'm doing this space, because there's a lot here that I just don't know what to do with. This is his rechargeable thermometer for when he cooks meats and things like that. He charges it over here. I don't like seeing the bright orange on my charging table, so I'm asking him if it's okay if we move it into the kitchen. There is an outlet by my bread box, and this could totally sit on top of my bread box, so it is right there next to the stove, ready for him whenever he wants it, and it could stay on a charger, so it's easy and reach and fully charged whenever he wants it. He thought that was a great idea. And did I not just open this drawer? It was fine. Somehow, by opening it again, I totally broke the drawer. I don't know what I did. I just opened it and it just fell right off of its sliders. So as you can see, I am on the struggle bus trying to figure it out. My husband is amused off of camera. It really was very funny. I was just a little frustrated because I'm like, I'm an independent woman, I can do this. And I did end up turning the camera off to let him come in and fix it for me. So thanks, babe, I appreciate you. And then just going through the charging station, not the charging station, but like all of the cords and things, which was a big project that I did last year in the fall. and it is staying so organized. The only thing that was in here that we didn't need was the box for the thermometer. So he was just going to look through that quick, see if there was anything he needed, and then just get rid of the box. And then I made a deal with myself back in October that if I did not finish painting this by the end of the year, I was going to get rid of it. This used to be on the front of our house, but when we repainted, we took it down. I was going to paint it to look like Fawkes the Phoenix from Harry Potter. So I told my husband, I'm really sad about this, but we can just throw it out, let it go. And he's like, why don't we just repaint it and put it on the shed? And I'm like, are you okay with that? And he's like, yeah, it's history of the house and a really quick, easy thing. Add some decor to the shed, give it some character, which he knows that I love. So we put it in the garage, and if by the end of April it's not done, then we will get rid of it. All right, moving over to the other game and puzzle cupboard. Another thing to consider when you're trying to go through your board games and puzzles as well is that if you do not have the space for everything, you have to narrow items down. So only keep what you have room to store. When we bought these two cupboards, we thought that we were going to have so much room to grow and expand our collection, and we were shocked that when we put things away the first time, we had no space. So over the past 2 years, we've really downsized a lot. We did it a lot, especially back in the fall. And we're still not playing as many games as I'd like, but we have more often. So I'm counting that as a win. I do attribute that to us being able to find the games we want and actually able to get them out and put them away easier. I feel like that really has made a difference in us playing our games more. And then lastly, I'm doing the bulletin board. This I actually did a week ago, so really not anything that needs to be removed. I am straightening the push pins, but normally this holds the school calendar for my youngest son. It holds any schedules for sports or any field trips or any important information. That way it stays off of the fridge and we know where to find that information. We do have the seed packets that we just bought for a garden here, so I'm just looking at those really quickly, seeing if anything needs to be planted in the garden now. Is there anything I'm supposed to start seeds in? And just making sure that we're going to be ready to do whatever we need to do when it's that time. I am going to be starting some seeds, so I needed to get this room done because our greenhouse is going to go right here in front of the bulletin board. So stay tuned for that because that's really exciting. And this is just me touching base with my husband, saying we need to prep a garden bed so we can plant our Swiss chard. And then here's everything that we're either getting rid of or needs to go elsewhere in our home. Not too bad for today. I'm glad that some of my tasks for this week are really light and easy just because with my guys being home and then my college son coming home tomorrow, I really want to make sure that I'm spending a lot of time with them. This is also what happens when I don't look at my calendar before scheduling the challenge, so that's also on me. So some of the things I'll be doing this week or supposed to be next week, but I just rearranged it just to make life a little bit easier on me. And I'm still available to be mom and wife and hang out with my family this week. And like I said, really not a lot here today, but it never fails to surprise me. No matter how many times I declutter, I'm always going to find something every time I go through. If you're looking for some more in-depth board game organization and decluttering content, I will link that up in the corner. I think it'll be up in this one. You'll see the little card come up, but I hope you enjoy that. Thank you so much for watching today. Happy decluttering. I'll talk to you later. Bye.